Saw you at the corner by the late bus stop. Hands in your pockets, eyes on the clock. Streetlight cutting little shapes on the ground. My heart got loud, but I made no sound. I walked past slow like I didn't see. Practice how you been on repeating me. By the time I turned, you were looking down, and my brave hello never left my mouth. I keep my greetings on a shorter chain. Cut every chance till it feels less strange. If courage had a script I could follow slow, I'd still skip the line for that choked hello. It was a choked hello, caught behind my teeth. Half of a word that never got to breathe. I almost said your name, let the night know more, but I swallowed it whole and just watched the floor. You just saw a stranger passing in my coat. Didn't hear the sound stuck inside my throat. If you've ever walked away with your head hung low, you know the taste of a choked hello. Elevator doors, just the two of us there. You smile, small fingers playing with your hair. I said long day, like a weather report. While my chest wrote speeches I cut short. Floors went by with their numbers lit. Little countdowns on the things I quit. Ding at you stop and you stepped outside. I watched the doors close on what I never tried. I turned, I missed you in to take care. Trim every nerve till it fits the air. If honesty waited in that metal glow, it left alone with my choked hello. It was a choked hello, caught behind my teeth. Half of a word that never got to breathe. I almost said your name, let the night know more, but I swallowed it whole and just watched the floor. You just heard small talk, thin and low. Didn't feel the weight, I refused to show. If you've ever watched your courage drop below, you know the taste of a choked hello. One day I let that first word land, say I'm not over you, without shaking my hand, look you in the eye while the moments live. Not after it's gone and I'm walking behind. Till then I'm stuck in these halfway scenes, tight little smiles and clip routines, leaving the truth in the places we cross, like a quiet outline of what I lost. So here's to every choked hello I never let out. Every almost start turned into doubt. I walk past chances like they're nothing at all, then lie awake replaying every small call. If you've ever turned away when your heart said go, left the word high buried under I don't know, just know I'm there too in that same cold glow, living another night with a choked hello. Top of the screen, watch the cursor blink like it's answering me. Type I'm not okay, then I smooth it to fine. Dress every bruise up in the lighter line. There's a graveyard of drafts in my message app, half-built bridges that never cross the gap. Each unsent word is a stone in my chest, sinking me deeper when I try to rest. I turn my feelings into grammar and signs and kill the sentence at the end of the line. Backspace the truth till the window's clean. Pretend there was nothing I wanted to mean. Backspaced confessions scattered on the floor. Letters in my head that don't reach your door. I almost say I need you, then switch it to yo. Turn a flood in my throat to a casual hello. Every chat bubble that I never send is a quiet little break in a story that bends. If you ever watched your courage lose its direction, you've been living with your own backspace confession. Scroll off thread like a timeline of masks. Jokes on the surface, pain under the glass. You say, hit me up if you're not alright, but I'm better at hiding than turning on the light. I start, can we talk? Then my fingers freeze. Swap it for memes just to keep the peace. I know you listen, but I don't trust me to stay in one piece if I talk honestly. So I turn my storms into harmless rain, trim every word till it sounds half sane. If the truth is loud, I mute the confession, leave you a version that past tense best. Backspaced confessions scattered on the floor, letters in my head that don't reach your door. I almost say I miss you, then twist it to sub. Turn a shaking voice into jokes from the top. Every unsent line that I let fade out is another small crack in the bridge of my doubt. If you've ever watched your heart stall at connection, you're already fluent in backspaced confession. Backspaced confession. One day I might let the sentence land, let the full stop fall where it wants to stand. Say I'm not fine without dressing it sweet, let the raw version of me take a seat. Till then I'm a novel stuck in draft mode, full of heavy pages I don't unload. Reading myself in the half-finished text, wondering who I could be if I spoke next. Backspaced confessions lining up in rows, every never mind, nobody knows. I almost dial your number but hang up mid-ring, turn a breaking heart to a casual thing. All these unsaid thoughts in a crowded room lay like quiet wires that never resume. If you stand in the dark with the same hesitation, you're not alone in these backspaced confessions. Scroll through my contacts like a list of exits. Thumb on your name, heavy as a late night secret. Blue glow paint in both my hands in doubt. I write the whole call in my head and back out. Apartment's quiet, just the fridge humming low. Streetlight lines slip through the window in rows. My heart is pacing like it's late for a train, but my finger never lands on your name. I'm fluent and almost native, and next time turn every real thought into background noise in mime. If courage had a ringtone, I'd mute it again, let the moment slide past at the very last second. These are the nights I never doubt, holding my breath like a scared little child, rehearsing every line till it sounds alright, then dropping the phone back into the night. All of the words that I wanted to try stay circling the room instead of crossing the line. If you ever felt your voice go mild, you already lived through nights you never dialed. Bathroom mirror shows a face I don't name, practicing I'm not fine without shaking with shame. I picture your answer, something steady and kind, then talk myself out of wasting your time. Lock screen lights up with a random app ping. I wish it was you, but I don't change a thing, cause I'd have to admit I'm not doing okay, and I've worn that mask for too many days. So I keep my feelings on permanent hold, like a song that never leaves intro mode. When your name lights up sharp on my screen, I still swipe away instead of letting it ring. These are the nights I never dialed, holding my breath like a scared little child, rehearsing every line till it sounds alright, then dropping the phone back into the night. All of the words that I wanted to try stay circling the room home instead of crossing the line. If you ever felt your voice go mild, you already lived through nights you never dialed. One day I'll press call before I overthink. Let my hands move faster than the fear I drink. Say I need help without dressing it neat. Let the mess in my chest finally take a seat. Till then I'm stuck in the pre-call phase, spinning in small talk over bigger waves, with the contact list full of lifelines saved, in a mouth that won't admit it's afraid. So here's to the nights I never dialed, where the truth stayed small and the silence grew wide. I learned every script, but I missed my cue, staring at the screen instead of reaching you. If you're holding your phone like you waste your life, backspace and I'm breaking into, I'll be alright. Just know I'm there in that same old file, breathing through another night I never dialed. You asked how's your day in that casual way, I type it's a lot and trended to okay. There was a storm in the space right behind my tongue, but I folded every lightning bolt back into my lungs. Room light buzzing like a low cheap hymn, ceiling has more of my secrets than any of them. I almost let one crack slip through my teeth, but I swallowed it whole till it sank underneath. I turn heavy truths into lighter lines, change. I'm breaking down into I'm fine. If pain had a volume, I'd turn it to red and hit mute on the speaker and stay quiet instead. So I stay quiet instead of saying too much. Held my words like glass, I was scared to touch all the things I could have told you. Stayed in my head, tucked in the corners where my doubts get fed. You heard small talk, I heard things I never said. I had 1,000 lines, but I chose one thread. If you ever bit your tongue till your thoughts turn red, you know what it's like to stay quiet instead. We walked home slow, same tired street, your steps through questions at my dragging feet. I nearly said I don't sleep right anymore, but I kicked that thought back to the night before. Turned every raw edge into rounded phrases, built soft little fences around ugly places. You talked about plans, I nodded on cue, while my mind wrote confessions and never showed you. Turn honest fear into harmless jokes, change. I'm at my limit, so I'm just broke. If truth is a door, I keep it half shut in my head. Stand in the hallway and stay quiet instead. So I stay quiet instead of saying too much. Held my words like glass, I was scared to touch all the things I could have told you. Stayed in my head, tucked in the corners where my doubts get fed. You heard small talk, I heard things I never said. I had 1,000 lines, but I chose one thread. If you ever bit your tongue till your thoughts turn red, you know what it's like to stay quiet instead. Maybe one night I'll let the sentence land, let the truth walk out without holding his hand. Say I'm not okay without twisting the frame, let the full version of me step out with my name. Till that day I keep my voice on low, practice brave words in a room you don't know, stacking unsent lines by the side of my bed like a pile of lives I could have lived instead. But tonight I'm quiet instead of saying too much, tracing every thought I was scared to touch. All the things I almost told you spin in my head, fading with the ceiling in the soft room spread. You heard I'm good, I heard what I misread. The distance between us was the word I shed. If you're lying in the dark with a mouth full of dread, you're not alone here, staying quiet instead. just how's your day in that casual way. I typed this a lot, then trimmed it to okay. There was a storm in the space right behind my tongue, but I folded every lightning bolt back into my lungs. Room light buzzing like a low cheap hymn. Ceiling has more of my secrets than any of them. I almost let one crack slip through my teeth, but I swallowed it whole till it sank underneath. I turn heavy truths into lighter lines. Change I'm breaking down into I'm fine. If pain had a volume, I turn it to red, then hit mute on the speaker and stay quiet instead. So I stayed quiet instead of saying too much. Held my words like glass, I was scared to touch. All the things I could've told you stayed in my head, tucked in the corners where my doubts get fed. You heard small talk, I heard things I never said. I had 1,000 lines, but I chose one thread. If you ever bit your tongue till your thoughts turn red, you know what it's like to stay quiet instead. We walked home slow, same tired street. Your steps threw questions at my dragging feet. I nearly said I don't sleep right anymore, but I kicked that thought back to the night before. Turned every raw edge into rounded phrases, built soft little fences around ugly places. You talked about plans, I nodded on cue, while my mind wrote confessions it never showed you. I turned honest fear into harmless jokes. Change, I'm at my limit till I'm just broke. If truth is a door, I keep it half shut in my head. Stand in the hallway and stay quiet instead. So I stayed quiet instead of saying too much. Held my words like glass, I was scared to touch. All the things I could've told you stayed in my head, tucked in the corners where my doubts get fed. You heard small talk, I heard things I never said. I had 1,000 lines, but I chose one thread. If you ever bit your tongue till your thoughts turn red, you know what it's like to stay quiet instead. Maybe one night I'll let the sentence land, let the truth walk out without holding its hand. Say I'm not okay without twisting the frame. Let the full version of me step out with my name. Until that day I keep my voice on low. Practice brave words in a room you don't know. Stacking unsent lines by the side of my bed, like a pile of lives I could've lived instead. But tonight I'm quiet instead of saying too much. Tracing every thought I was scared to touch. All the things I almost told you spin in my head, fading with the ceiling in the soft room spread. You heard I'm good, I heard what I misread. The distance between us was the word I said. If you're lying in the dark with a mouth full of dread, you're not alone here, staying quiet instead. Pressed hard to the back of my teeth. Whole conversations lined up underneath. I almost say I'm tired of holding it in, but I cage every word so it can't begin. Room light humming on a crooked wire. Thoughts pacing circles like a slow small fire. You ask me twice if I'm really alright. I load up the truth then set it aside. I turn heavy storms into passing clouds. Edit my pain till it pleases the crowd. If truth is a bridge over what I hide, I stop at the middle and walk back inside. These are my swallow lines sinking out of sight. Every I'm not fine that I twist to light. Every raw confession that I blur to, it's cool. Like I'm rewriting her to obey some rule. You hear I'll manage. I taste metal and brine, holding back sentences across the spine. If you ever bit down till your heart resigned, you know the weight of all these swallowed lines. laughs on loop in a crowded room. I keep my seat in the safest gloom. Jokes tossed around like they don't weigh much. I hide my shaking in a steady touch. I almost say I don't feel here at all, but I smooth it over, make the reason small. Trade I'm falling apart for just a weird week. Water down the color so it looks less bleak. I turn sharp truths into rounded tones. Polish the cracks till they look like stone. If honesty rings like a warning sign, I turn down the volume and cross that line. These are my swallowed lines, sinking out of sight. Every I'm not fine that I twist to light. Every raw confession that I blur to is cool. Like I'm rewriting her to obey some rule. You hear how managed I taste metal and brine, holding back sentences across the spine. If you ever bit down till your heart resigned, you know the weight of all these swallowed lines. One day I'll speak without shrinking the frame. Say I'm not okay and still keep my name. Let the full sentence walk out of my chest without getting trimmed to something harmless. Till then I'm stuck with this quiet habit, feeding my fear every time I grab it. Choking on truths that were halfway defined. Half of a life built on swallowed lines. So here's to the swallowed lines under my tongue. Every grown-up fear I file as young. Every heavy night I report as it's fine, so nobody sees where I cross the line. If you're lying in the dark with your jaw locked tight, editing your soul till it sounds polite, just know you're not the only one aligned, breathing through the dark with a mouth full of lines. Thumb on the circle at the side of your name. Blue bark creeping like it's calling my shame. I breathe in deep, let the silence fall, then whisper a story I can't text at all. My voice shakes once on the second line. I say I'm not okay for the very first time. Stare at the timer like it's some bright truth, counting the seconds I can't send to you. I listen back with the phone to my ear. Every crack in my tone sounds too sincere. Screenshots slide to cancel under my thumb, and I feel that choice in the pit of my lungs. So I hope to delete instead of letting it play. Erase my own voice like it got in the way. All the late night courage that I try to record falls back down before it reaches your door. You'll never hear how my hands really shake, how I need help, almost slip by mistake. If you've ever killed your truth right there on the screen, you know the weight of hold to delete. Second try starts with a nervous laugh. I dodge every crack like I'm doing the math. Turn I'm falling apart and I've been a weird run, so it sounds less heavy if it somehow gets done. I talk in circles round the center of fear. Skip all the words you would need to hear. Then I hear my own pause, feel my chest pull tight. Hit play again and it doesn't sound right. I watch the waveform move under my thumb. Every spike in the line feels a little too raw. One small swipe and the sound goes blank, like the truth never even left the tank. So I hold to delete instead of letting it play. Erase my own voice like it got in the way. All the late night courage that I tried to record falls back down before it reaches your door. You'll never hear how my hands really shake, how I need help, almost slip by mistake. If you've ever killed your truth right there on the screen, you know the weight of hold to delete. You know the weight of hold to delete. One night I'll So here's to the nights that I hold to delete. Standing in the dark with my heart on repeat. Every broken sentence that I never released. Every half-formed help that I turned down to least. If you're staring at the mic with your breath on hold, afraid your own sound might come out too bold, just know I'm right there on the same cold street, breathing through a what the hole to delete. Breathing through a what the hole to delete. I used to drive whole novels in my notes app at night. Paragraphs of I miss you that never saw light. Now it's just short lines I erase in a blink. Feelings I used to shout now stop at the sink. Phone face down on the side of my bed. I scroll past names like they're traffic instead. There was a time every silence felt wrong. Now I call it normal when it lasts too long. I've worn out the road between thought and send. Built so many bridges I refuse to extend. Every unsent line turned my nerves to metal. Somewhere on the way I went unsentimental. I'm going unsentimental, leaving words unsent. Folding every heartbeat into something faint. What used to feel fatal just lands like a sigh. I don't even flinch when the night goes by. No message type, no courage spent. Emotions on airplane mode, grounded and bent. If you've ever watched a storm turn gentle, you know the strange calm of going unsentimental. There was a version of me that was shaking my shoes, staring at the cursor like I had to choose. Now I just laugh in a way that feels thin. Call it I'm busy instead of caving in. Friends say talk to me if it gets bad. I nod on reflex like a well-trained dad. The words I need help used to crowd my chest. Now they sit down quietly and never protest. I've turned every flare into dim street light, trading sharp panic for a dull flat night. Every bitten tongue, every heavy pedal, press the page down till it's unsentimental. I'm going mental, leaving words unsent. Folding every heartbeat into something faint. What used to feel fatal just lands like a sigh. I don't even flinch when the night goes by. No message type, no courage spent. Emotions on airplane mode, grounded and bent. If you've ever watched your storm turn gentle, you know the strange calm of going unsentimental. Sometimes I miss the version of me who shook on the edge but still try to speak. Now I sit still in a quieter pain, then explodes but nothing will change. One day I might let the volume climb, say I'm not fine without cutting the line. Till then I drift in this muted level, too tired to feel, too tired to rebel. So here I am, unsentimental, with my words unsent. Heart on low brightness at 40%. What used to pull tears now just makes me numb. Another long night where I don't come undone. No message written, no bridge to mend, just to calm the stings where the sharp used to bend. If you're lying there too, stuck between gentle and mental, you're not alone in this being unsentimental. You asked you good in that smooth, easy tone. I said, yeah, just tired on the speaker of my phone. But when the call ends and the room goes flat, I finally say the real stuff to the ceiling and the mat. I'm worn out, I'm slipping, but so quiet and thin. Words so small, they barely make it past my skin. All the things I never let the volume reach, live in the space between my teeth and speech. I keep my truths where no one gets, half-formed lines caught in my chest. If honesty had any breath left, it would sound like this, lost under my breath. Under my breath, I tell the night I'm not fine, in a voice that won't cross any real line. Every I'm okay that I give to the rest has a second version pressed under my chest. You just hear the surface light and set, but the real confession stays under my breath. If you've ever said the truth to the dark instead, you know what it's like to live under your breath. Walking home alone with my hands in my hood, mouth starts moving like it finally could. I run through conversations that never took place. Say I was hurt when you left to an empty space. Traffic in the distance, but I'm talking low, practicing the lines I'll never let you know. By the time I reach the door of my block, every sharp word's turned into polite small talk. I keep my courage on silent mode, letting my heart take the longer road. If speaking up comes close to death, I'll keep choosing life under my breath. Under my breath, I tell the night I'm not fine, in a voice that won't cross any real line. Every I'm okay that I give to the rest has a second version pressed under my chest. You just hear the surface light and set, but the real confession stays under my breath. If you've ever said the truth to the dark instead, you know what it's like to live under your breath. One day I'll say it with both lungs full, let the words stand up instead of playing dull. I'll look you in the eye, let the volume climb, say I was breaking then without cutting the line. Till that day comes, I'm a quiet script, mouth barely moving, feelings half zipped, talking to walls on the way to my bed, saying everything real where nobody treads. Under my breath, I tell the night I'm not fine, while my public voice stays safely aligned. Every I'm good that I hand to the world has a hidden sentence that it never gets heard. If you ever let your truth take one small step, then pulled it back down before it left, just know I'm there too, in the same slow depth, living another night, speaking under my breath, breath, breath.
Start with lately, I've been feeling up. Watch the letters line up, then I cut them soft. Turn them falling apart, and they've been kinda tired, like the weight of my chest just got miswired. Cursor blinking like it's calling me out. I scroll to a meme just to drown it out. Leave 3 words hanging at the edge of the bar, then swipe them away like they never got far. I live in the space between thought and sin, where messages bend but never extend. If honesty had a body to move through, it would stumble and stop like my half-type truth. These are my half-type truths on a glowing screen, lines that start brave but never stay clean. Every I'm not fine that I trim to I'm good, every real sentence rewritten to sound like it should. You just see the jokes in the light excuse, you never see the words that I don't let loose. If you've ever watched your courage lose its proof, know the quiet shape of half-type truth. Night bus home with my face to the glass, thumb on your name while the street lights pass. I write I don't feel like I fit in my skin, then delete it all down to how you been. I'm fluent in baby, you never mind. Type out the storm, then leave the sky dry. By the time I hit my floor and key, every raw line's gone back into me. I keep my heart on predictive text, letting safe words finish what comes next. If saying it loud feels like losing proof, I keep it half-formed in these half-type truths. These are my half-type truths on a glowing screen. Lines that start brave but never stay clean. Every I'm not fine that I trim to I'm good. Every sentence rewritten to sound like it should. You just see the jokes and the light excuse. You never see the words that I don't let loose. If you've ever watched your courage lose its proof, you know the quiet shape of half-type truth. One night I'll let the whole line land. Let the full sentence move without my hand. Say I'm scared as hell without cutting it short. Let my chest file truth instead of report. Till then I'm stuck in this typing loop, spelling out pain I never sent through. Living like a draft that can't find use, built out of these same half-type truths. So here I am, half-type truths on a sleep-lit phone, writing out help in a language unknown. Every I'm okay that I toss to the feed as a hidden version I don't let you read. If you're staring at a box with your fear on mute, changing real lines into something cute, just know I'm there too, in that split back booth, breathing through another night of half-type truth.
I open up the notes app like a cheap confession booth. Type out I don't recognize myself as a start of truth. Lines spill out faster than my mouth would dare. Hold conversations with the person who's not there. I'm scared I'm getting used to feeling half awake. I laugh in all the right spots, but it feels like a fake. I write your name once, then backspace is slow. Leave just you, like even the word hurts to show. If I can't say it to you, I say it to this screen. Let the letters hold a version that I've never been. No send bar, no red receipt, no reply in sight. Just a quiet log of everything I hide at night. These are my notes to nobody, filed in my phone. Whole pieces of me that will die unknown. Every I'm not fine that I can't confess. Every small collapse that I have addressed. You'll never see the pages where I fall apart, where I say your name like a question in my heart. If you've ever written truth you won't let anybody see, you already know these notes to nobody. There's a folder called random that's anything but date stamped on nights when my courage got cut. I almost called you walking home past the store. I didn't because I hate who I was before. I list dumb things that still rip at my seams, like the joke you made that's stuck in my dreams. I write I forgive you just to see how it looks, then lock the screen like I'm closing a book. I pour out the words where they can't do harm, tucked in a file in the shape of my arm. Speaking out loud feels like too much proof. I bleed in these lines and call it the truth. These are my notes to nobody, filed in my phone. Whole pieces of me that will die unknown. Every I'm not fine that I can't confess. Every small collapse that I have addressed. You'll never see the pages where I fall apart, where I say your name like a question in my heart. If you've ever written truths you won't let anybody see, you already know these notes to nobody. One day I might turn one of these lines into sound, lift it from the screen and let it leave the ground. Maybe I'll read it out loud with the light still on, let the person behind it feel less gone. But tonight I just scroll through what I never sent, highlight, rewrite, then leave it open. If healing is speaking, I'm late to the start, but at least my phone knows the shape of my heart. So here I am with notes to nobody stacked in my hand. Little private earthquakes you won't understand. Every help me turn to just a strange day. Every please stay true tender, I'll be okay. If you lie awake too with your screen on low, typing out feelings you won't let show, just know I'm there too, in that same dim lobby, breathing through the night with notes to nobody.
Do not disturb is off, but I still stay quiet. Group chat lights up, I just stand beside it. Phone face up on the edge of my bed. Names lighting past while I stay in my head. I could type, I'm slipping, I don't feel real, but I smooth it down to a sticker and a spiel. Let the small talk stack like unread mail, while the loudest part of me stays on fail. They say block out the noise if it gets too loud, but the sound that hurts most never comes from the crowd. So instead of putting the whole world on the shelf, I find the switch and mute myself. I don't mute the world, I mute myself. Turn down my heart, put it back on the shelf. Everyone's talking in a room, I know. I just move my lips so the words don't show. Every help me get changed to it's fine. Every sharp feeling folded into one line. If you ever turn your own voice into someone else, you know what it's like to mute yourself. I keep my ringtone up, but my spine stays low. Let the questions ring while I move too slow. I call, where were you? Sits in my feet. I write, fell asleep instead of I'm in need. Volume bar full on the side of my phone, but the part that could answer stays turned to stone. I let the clock climb over chances I had, then blame the day for just being bad. It's easier saying the signal was weak than saying my courage was gone for a week. So instead of saying what I really felt, I swallowed the sound and mute myself. I don't mute the world, I mute myself. Turn down my heart, put it back on the shelf. Everyone's talking in a room, I know. I just move my lips so the words don't show. Every helmet gets changed to it's fine. Every sharp feeling folded into one line. If you ever turn your own voice into someone else, you know what it's like to mute yourself. One day I'll raise my own volume first. Let the raw words come out unrehearsed. Say I'm not okay with both lungs full. Let the dial swing past its usual low. Till then I sit in a circle of sound, where my laugh comes easy and my truth stays down. Where in the silence like part of my belt, pulling it tight just to mute myself. I don't mute the world, I mute myself. Pull back my pulse, slide it under the shelf. All of these nights where I stand in the light, hand on my throat, keeping quiet and polite. Every time I almost spoke and then fell, leaves another mark where my volume fell. If you're breathing in rooms where your truth needs help, you're not alone here trying to mute yourself. I start with lately, I can't feel my feet on the ground. Then I cut it down to been a bit burned out. Backspace the parts that sound too real. Swap out, I'm lost for, it's just a weird feel. Screen light painting up my hands in gray. I try to find a soft way to say I'm not okay. Every time the words line up in a row, I change half the sentence so you'll never know. I keep running my feelings through spell check mode, fixing every crack till the meaning arose. If courage was code I could just run through, I'd still hit escape before it reached you. It's typing error every single night. Write out the truth and tone it down like every I can't breathe becomes
stressed. Every unbreaking turns to outrest. You only see the version that looks alright. You never see the drafts I kill on sight. If you've ever edited your heart till it lost its color, you know what it's like to live in type and error. I test out, I don't think I'm really okay. Read it back once, then file it away. Turn I feel small when I'm next to you. Into been overthinking, but it's nothing new. I move commas like I'm moving a knife, trying not to show where it cut my life. By the time my thumb is near that sand, the real confession's gone again. I rephrase my pain till it passes review, trim every spike so it looks brand new. If honesty's a draft I could just submit, I'm the first one there, reaching for quit. It's typing error every single night. Write out the truth and tone it down light. Every I can't breathe becomes I'm stressed. Every I'm breaking turns to outrest. You only see the version that looks alright. You never see the drafts I kill on sight. If you ever edited your heart till it lost its color, you know what it's like to live in type and error. One day I'll send it before I refine. Let the raw first draft cross the line. Let shaky grammar and bad word choice carry the weight of my real voice. Till then I'm stuck in this quiet loop, rewriting the same half-heard truth, running my feelings through silent terror, living on the cycle of type and error. It's type and error, same four walls, writing out breakdowns as casual calls. Every I need someone becomes what's up. Every heavy night put in a smaller cup. You only hear me when I'm trimmed and clever. You never meet the lines I cancel forever. If you're staring at the screen with your nerve in a tether, you're not alone here, caught in type and error. Train's gone, but I'm still on my phone, typing out confessions that I never send at all. Blue light on my face, empty hallway down the hall. Every line I almost say just stalls and falls. Clock digits change, but I don't change my mind. Circle every worry, then erase the same lines. Bite the inside of my cheek till it stings. Swallow every "are you okay?" my thumb almost rings. I learned how to make small talk sound alright, while big words hide at the edge of the night. So I let them sink back out of my sight, and another chance quietly leaves on time. These are the unspoken nights I let pass by, when my mouth stays shut and my thoughts run high. All the almost said truths lined up in my chest, waiting at the door but never leaving the desk. I rehearse brave lines under low room lights, then I turn off the screen and lose another fight. If you ever felt your voice slip out of sight, you already know these unspoken nights. Group chat laughs, but I just drop one emoji. Hide the tired story sitting heavy underneath. I write, can we talk, then delete it in a breath. Scared you'll read too much and see the mess I kept. There's a call log full of names I never press, faces in my head that I never once addressed. I hold back tears like they're breaking some rule. Even in my own room I'm playing it cool. They say you can tell me anything, I swear, but I choke on the start and just leave it in the air. So I file my fears somewhere out of sight, and watch another chance walk out of the night. These are the unspoken nights I let pass by, when my mouth stays shut and my thoughts run
lights lined up in my chest, waiting at the door but never leaving the desk. I rehearse brave lines under low room lights, then I turn off the screen and lose another fight. If you ever felt your voice slip out of sight, you already know these unspoken nights. One day I'll speak like the words are allowed, like I'm not fine doesn't make me too loud. I'll call your name before the moment is gone, say what I mean while the night is still on. But till that day comes, I sit and pretend that silence is safety, not the way things end. Collecting all the things I don't say out loud, stacked in the corners where I'm not proud. For now it's unspoken nights I let pass by, hands in my pockets while my pulse runs high. All the almost said truths, tracing quiet lines on the walls of a heart that's stuck in rewind. If you've ever watched your courage lose its light, standing by the window, backing out of the fight, then you've been here too, on these drifting nights where we both stay quiet through unspoken nights.
Sent you up, then deleted the last two words. Typed out, I can't sleep, my head still hurts. Backspace, rewrite, make it sound like can't sleep lately, weird kind of night. Thumb hesitates before I hit send, like I'm pushing this year to the other end. Message goes through with a soft blue glow. Now I'm staring at a screen I already know. I told myself I wouldn't reach out first, but the quiet tonight started to hurt. So I fed my fear to that tiny line, hoping you pull me back this time. You were seen at 2:14, little words on the screen. My message read but nothing in between, just a timestamp sitting where comfort should be, like proof that you saw the part I let free. Now the room feels smaller than it did before. I gave you my night and you left it at the door. If you've ever watched hope freeze in that small routine, you know the sting of scene at 2:14. Scroll off thread like I'm walking old streets, past all the jokes and the half-heavy beats. There was a day when you'd answer too fast. Now I watch minutes gather like glass. I replay my text, check the tone again. Was I too honest or faint or plain? Phone on my chest like a borrowed weight, heart on hold while the numbers get late. I told myself I'd be fine alone, that I wouldn't stare at a silent phone. But a simple line with your name attached turned every guard I built into scratch. You were seen at 2:14, little words on the screen. My message read but nothing in between, just a timestamp sitting where comfort should be, like proof that you saw the part I let free. Now the room feels smaller than it did before. I gave you my night and you left it at the door. If you've ever watched hope freeze in that small routine, you know the sting of scene at 2:14. Maybe you slept, maybe you rolled your eyes, maybe my name just slid past your mind. I'll never know, and that's the worst part. The silence answers louder than a broken heart. One day I'll send words I don't take back to someone who doesn't leave them like that. But tonight I'm stuck with this glowing proof that I spoke once and it slipped off the roof. So here's the scene at 2:14 on a tired blue screen, where my late confession turned to a scene. I shouldn't need a reply just to feel real, but that tiny line twisted how I heal. Now I lie here still trying not to refresh, letting the hurt sit heavy in my chest. If you've ever watched your courage drain through a small routine, you're not alone
with your own scene at 2:14. I don't even open up your chat tonight. Just stare at your name in the contact light. Run through whole talks in my head on loop, where I say first how your voice might move. I've been off lately, feel small in my skin. I say it so clear in my mind, and then when my thumb could drag and actually write, I lock the screen and turn off the light. I used to get stuck on send and read. Now I stop way before that speed. If courage had a place to start and stop, mine never hits the screen, just left on thought. You're not left on red, you're left on thought. Whole conversations that I never start. Every can we talk that I keep in my head. Every quiet plea I rewrite in my bed. You don't ignore me, you just never know how close your name gets before I let it go. If you've ever lost your nerve before the shot, you know how it feels to leave it left on thought. Walking home slow with my hands in my sleeves. I practice I miss you on the back of my teeth. I picture your answer somewhere soft and kind, then talk myself out of wasting your time. By the time I reach my own front door, all the brave lines fall to the floor. I hang up my coat, turn my phone face down, like I never planned to say it out loud. I used to blame silence on screens and scenes. Now it's just me and these in between. If honesty lived where my hands get caught, it's stuck in the gap where I'm left on thought. You're not left on red, you're left on thought. Whole conversations that I never start. Every can we talk that I keep in my head. Every quiet plea I rewrite in my bed. You don't ignore me, you just never know how close your name gets before I let it go. If you've ever lost your nerve before the shot, you know how it feels to leave it left on thought. One day I'll talk before I rehearse. Let the first rough version hit the air first. Say I'm not okay without trimming the frame. Let the words stand up with my actual name. Till then I'm stuck in this silent track, mouthing whole scenes that I don't bring back. Living like a story that never gets caught, told in a language that stays on thought. So here we are, not left on red but left on thought. I carry your name more than I ought. Every almost message that I never sent lays like a bridge I refuse to mend. You sleep fine not knowing what I nearly wrote, while I turn restless under every note. If you lie awake with your courage tied in a knot, you're not the only one leaving it left on thought.
I open up our chat like a room I don't visit. Old lines on the wall with my name written in it. Scroll past you there and text me when home. Past nights where I didn't feel completely alone. There's jokes that still land and some that fall flat. Little good nights I never answered back. My thumb holds down on a message from June. Options pop up like a small harsh truth in the room. I could leave it here and let it decay, or press one button and wipe it away. If healing is just a small blue key, why does it feel like it's deleting me? So I hit clear
history instead of saying your name. Erase every timestamp, but keep all the blame. All the late night lines and the soft you sure disappear from the screen, but I still feel them more. You won't find me now if you scroll back through. Looks like we were nothing, but I know that's not true. If you've ever cleaned the thread but kept the story, you know the ache behind clear history. The screen goes blank, just your number and face. No more proof I ever called this place. No more I'm fine when I wasn't at all. No more half-truths leaning against the wall, but my chest still keeps its own small log. Every scene replayed like a worn-out fog. I can't swipe right on the part where I froze. A long press skill till the whole thing goes. Friends say move on, just delete the past. Like the hurt fades out as soon as you tap, but I've learned loss doesn't leave that clean. It just hides where no one else can see. So I hit clear history instead of saying your name. Erase every timestamp, but keep all the blame. All the late night lines and the soft you sure disappear from the screen, but I still feel them more. You won't find me now if you scroll back through. Looks like we were nothing, but I know that's not true. If you've ever cleaned the thread but kept the story, you know the ache behind clear history. Your tone won't see our past in a random ringtone. I'll leave old chat sitting where they are instead of cutting them down like they went too far. But tonight I'm tired of the written proof of every time I step back from the roof. So I clean the glass where our words used to be, even though the fingerprints stay on me. Yeah, I hear clear history like it's setting me free, but the worst of it still lives quietly. All the talk laters that turn into never. All the soft chances I cut from the ledger. You won't see my name when you scroll that feed. Just an empty thread where we used to bleed. If you're wiping your screen while your heart stays heavy, you're not alone under your own clear history. Name still lives in the top of my feet, pinned like a habit I don't really need. I scroll past, call me from another year, past little check-ins when you pull me near. Now my screen's full of forms and automated lines, the not reply stamped under subject lines. I read that phrase like it's written on me, like every soft reach comes with the fee. I hover on your chat but I close it fast, treat my own feelings like promotion of trash. If there was a warning across my sky, it would be the same, do not reply. So I live like I'm hell with do not reply, typed at the bottom in code small type. I send out laughs and I'm all good tags, hide the real stuff under folded flags. Every help me turn to, yeah I'm fine, every real question cut from the line. If you've ever felt your own heart get denied, you know what it's like to live do not reply. I draft long truths in the notes on my phone, then file them away where they sit alone. I'm still hurt by the way that you left.
I feel hollow in the room we kept. I could paste those words where your eyes might see, but I stamped them quiet, not for you, just me. I tell myself you moved on and beyond, so I treat my thoughts like the junk to respond. Friends say reach out, you might be surprised, but I've learned to mute my own tries. If hope had a label across the sky, mine would flash back, do not reply. So I live like a mail, do not reply. Typed at the bottom in cold small type. I send out laughs and I'm all good tags. Hide the real stuff under folded flags. Every help me turn to, yeah, I'm fine. Every real question cut from the line. If you've ever felt your own heart get denied, you know what it's like to live, do not reply. One day I'll write what I mean at the top, not as a footnote, I can always drop out. And I'm not okay without disguise, let the risk sit plain in your human eyes. Till then I move through these quiet nights, changing red flares into harmless lights, leaving my feelings on red by design, like I'm the one stamping my own decline. Yeah, I live like a mail with do not reply, printed in ink under every side. I give you the version that won't make waves, bury the rest where the unsent stays. Every can we talk that never left my mind, every raw sentence cut down to one line. If you've ever watched your courage run dry, you're not alone here living, do not reply. Do not reply. Do not reply.
Flip my phone to airplane, but the room still rings, not with sounds, just with half-finished things. Messages I never wrote all crowd my head, whole conversations that stayed in my bed. Friends pop up with the yo, what you on? I stare at the screen till the moment's gone. It's not the signal that I shut down tonight, it's the part of me that might say it right. They say take a break when it gets too loud, but the noise I'm scared of never comes from the crowd. So instead of cutting the outside line, I turn the switch on my own inside. I'm on airplane inside, flying over what I feel, no incoming calls on anything real. Every can we talk stalls at the gate, every honest word held back by weight. You just see me scroll, say I'm alright. You don't see the turbulence under the night. If you've ever shut down your own reply, you know the drift of thinking. You know the drift of being airplane inside. I used to wait for the buzz on my shelf, now I keep the volume low on myself. Let the world go on with this broken news while I fold my heart into safe reviews. I almost text, I don't know who I am. Thumb on the keys like it's stuck in a jam. Change it to been busy, just need sleep. Same old story I rehearse and keep. I blame ad service when I disappear. Say signal dropped instead of I'm scared here. If truth had a tower I could land beside, I'd still circle once then stay airplane inside. I'm on airplane inside, flying over what I feel, no incoming calls on anything real. Every can we talk stalls at the gate, every honest word held back by weight. You just see me scroll, say I'm alright. You don't see the turbulence under the night. If you've ever shut down your own reply, you know the drift to be in airplane inside. One day I'll land and let the cabin lights glow. Say I'm not okay unless somebody know. Turn off the mode that keeps me apart. Let a real voice hit the side of my heart. Till then I sit in the silent seat. Tray table down, thoughts on repeat. Watching my feelings from a safer height. Never quite touching the ground at night. So I stay airplane inside, out of reach in my head, with the unsent line strapped in instead. Every I need help turned into just tired. Every heavy truth delayed and rewired. You just hear my small talk steady and dry. You don't see the storms that pass me by. If you're drifting above what you can't confide, you're not alone up here. Stay in airplane inside. You're not alone up here. Stay in airplane inside.
There's a photo in my phone that knows me best, full of tiny breakdowns dressed up as rest. All the I'm not fines I never let through, all the I misuse I wrote past. 2 whole years stacked in unsent lines, dates in the corner like quiet road signs. Every version of me that almost spoke, pinned in a list that I never broke. I lived so long in the space before sent, where every brave star bends at the end. If there's another life where I don't pretend, it starts the night I finally hit send. If I ever hit send, it'll be one clean shot. No low laughter, no watered down thought, just I'm not okay. And I don't know when I started calling silence my closest friend. No dressing is sweet, no turning away, no saving the truth for some safer day. If you've ever held your heart like it might offend, you know how much it costs to ever hit send. I got calls I never made burned in my mind, whole conversation stuck on rewind. I'm scared of myself sitting on my tongue like a foreign phrase I learned too young. I've watched good people drift out of frame, cause I couldn't put shape to the smallest pain. Said hit me up when I meant please stay, then watch the scene fold and file away. I've turned real storms into passing rain, so no one had to see the stain. If there's a night where that finally ends, it's the one where I just hit send. If I ever hit send, it'll be one clean shot. No ever I'm after, no forget I thought, just I'm not alright and I haven't been. I'm tired of living 3 steps within, no soft little jokes to carry the weight, no acting okay till it's far too late. If you've ever felt your courage bend instead of mend, you know how hard it is to ever hit send. Maybe it's not a text on a glowing screen, maybe it's a room where the floor stays clean, where I look you in the eyes and let it land without hiding my shaking hands. Maybe it's my voice on a midnight call saying I need help without shrinking small. Or maybe it's me in an empty place finally telling the truth to my own face. If I ever hit send, it might sound rough, too many years packed into one breath stuff. It won't be pretty, it won't be smooth, just jagged words that still ring true. If I ever hit send, I'll start with I'm scared. I didn't speak up cause I thought no one cared. I turned my pain into private trends and wore my distance like it made amends. No more half-type lines that never extend, no more late night drafts that I just defend. If you're lying there too with a heart you pretend, maybe one day we both finally hit send. Till then it's these songs that say what I want
as if I'd hit send.